Are we still in a seller's market here in South Carolina? In this video, I explain why we are still in a seller's market and what are your options as a seller or buyer. So let's dive into it right now. As there is more and more talk about the real estate market cooling off from the peak frenzy it saw during the pandemic, you may be questioning what that means for your plans to sell your house or even to buy. If you're thinking of making a move, you should know the market is still anything but normal. Even though the supply of homes for sale has been growing this year, there is still a shortage of homes on the market. And that means conditions continue to favor sellers today. That's because the level of inventory of homes for sale can help determine if buyers or sellers are in the driver's seat. Think of it like this. A buyer's market is when there are more homes for sale than buyers looking to buy. When that happens, buyers have the negotiation power because sellers are more willing to compromise so they can sell their house. In a seller's market, it's just the opposite. There are too few homes available for the number of buyers in the market, and that gives the seller all the leverage. In that situation, buyers will do what they can to compete for the limited number of homes for sale. Now, a neutral market is when supply is balanced and there are enough homes to meet buyer demand at the current sales pace. As most everybody know, for the past 2 years, we've been in a red-hot seller's market because inventory has been near record lows. The blue section of this graph highlights just how far below a neutral market inventory still is today. Notice that the orange part, or buyer's market, is telling us that it'll be 7 or more months of housing supply. However, we have not been in a buyer's market for a while now, especially after the pandemic. Now, the blue section of this graph is showing that seller's market is when we have a home supply of 6 months or less. And as you notice in the graph, that is coming down. So today, actually, we're having 2 or maybe a little bit more than 2 months supply of housing, which is making this market a very, very competitive seller's market. So if you have an offer as a buyer, you need to put your best foot forward. So what does this mean for you? We are just moving from a super crazy seller's market to a more modest seller's market. Nonetheless, we are still in a seller's market. As a seller, conditions are still in your favor even though the market is cooling. If you work with an agent to price your house at market value, you'll find success when you sell your house today, especially if you price the house right, meaning not too low or not too high, just right. While buyer demand is softening due to higher mortgage rates, homes that are priced right are selling fast. That means your window of opportunity to list your house hasn't closed. As a buyer, you still need to put your best foot forward when making an offer because the competition here in South Carolina is still high. In some other markets in other states, things are cooling, but here people are moving to South Carolina. People want to live here. People want to be near the lake, near the beach, near the mountains. So this is the perfect spot for retirement. If you are ready to sell and want to know how to stage your house while living in it, make sure to watch this video where I provide 10 easy steps to achieve your goal. Thank you for watching. Remember to give a thumbs up if you like this video, and I'll see you next week.